Parasites are everywhere. We all have them. We've always all had them, assuming that they weren't introduced into humanity artificially at some point. But let's say in our lifetime, we've all had them. And generally, your body maneuvers around them very well. So you get, let's say, and there are different types of parasites. They're not all macro. They're not necessarily visible worms. My, friends that are general surgeons, I've asked them, do you see worms in people's gut? And normally they don't open up the small bowel, but when they do, they don't normally see these things because they're tiny, tiny, tiny. They're microscopic in most cases. But the mother parasite lays between 20 and 200,000 eggs a day. And these things tend to pass out your gut, but sometimes they get inside. If you have some kind of leaky gut, okay, this is where diet and lots of things make a difference. If you have little pores in your gut that allow these things to get through, they can get into your bloodstream. But again, your bloodstream has walls, and parasites are a little bit big to get through those walls, except in certain circumstances, and injury would be one of them. Once they can get through the cellular junctions and they get into the tissue, they can start propagating. They get inside. What they first do, apparently, the microscopic ones, is they get inside your blood cells. And this is where the German researchers have discovered that the relationship to cancer. And I have a Rumble video. It's called Parasites, A New Paradigm. And it's just me putting it all together. I'm not the smartest person on the block, and I didn't come up with all these. I didn't do the basic research. This is other people's basic research and me just trying to think it out and put it all together. But it's on Rumble, and the way you find it is you go to videos and you search my name, Lee Merritt, MD, and you'll get to the Medical Rebel all my podcast videos and stuff. So not podcasts, but my videos. So anyway, and it tells you not only what this is all about, but how to treat yourself. And then I have a very more recent one called the Holiday Herxheimer. And that's if you treat yourself wrong and make yourself sick, which I did. I'll tell you about that later. But anyway, so these German scientists, and I have a little video in that embedded in my video of these German scientists. And you can go and find that and look at it in its entirety. It's about a half an hour video. I just show you a couple minutes of it. But it shows your cells when they first get infected with these parasites, and then further when they start destroying the cells and getting out in your bloodstream. So again, I think that what G. Edwards saying and what we thought, it all fits together. It damages your mitochondria by physical contact. It also damages because these parasites are sucking your energy off, so you're getting less energy to you as a person, for your growth and development. And it's also the damage, for example, of trauma. It can magnify this. So there's lots, and that's why we all talk about genetics of cancer, like the BRCA gene for breast cancer. But why do 10-year-old girls not get it? Okay, they have the gene because it's when you get later in your life and your immune system goes down, and you've gotten enough parasites in your body. Now, what these guys show on this video is they show the early stages where these things just are in the cell. And I will tell you, having done live biopsies of cancer, fresh biopsies in the OR to make sure we got a sample. These guys have been in the pathology lab. They've been looking at fresh cancer smears forever, and they've called the motion that they see. If they see something moving around on the slide, they call it something is like the idiopathic motion of cancer or something. It's like they talk themselves out of thinking it could be a parasite. And that's the same thing. Why do radiation people get cancer? Okay, occasionally. Why do you get skin cancer? Well, skin cancer doesn't happen to everybody. It happens to people that had a really bad burn before the age of 10, the kind of melanoma, the kind of deep cancer. Again, I think if we really start looking at this, we're going to find the parasite connection in all of this stuff. We just haven't been going down that road because people didn't want to understand it. Now, one of the great things to come out of the internet is that doctors and scientists have been able to share information they weren't able to share before because they couldn't get published. That's the point, is that the medical publication has kept this, when you have $11,000 a treatment dose of cancer medication, you don't want people to know about ivermectin. But if you go to the web and you just search ivermectin and cancer, you'll come up with all these PubMed articles because everybody's checking it. So, and I'm going to tell you what Brian Artis, the other little tip of information, Brian Artis comment got me thinking about this when he told me that he said that when he was talking to he has a lab where you can get parasite tests. Now, I don't do parasite tests routinely because I think everybody's got them. Just treat yourself, right?